everyone, welcome back to JPWHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good start to your weekend and a great end to your week. Here is my full-time thoughts of West Ham 1, Bayer Leverkusen 1, meaning we lost the second leg of the quarter-final in the Europa League 3-1 on aggregate. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out, as you can see from the icon that's up here. And any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they are currently supporting over 60 separate food banks as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. So guys, let's crack on straight on with it by talking about the team sheet. Fabianski remaining in goal as the cup goalkeeper, with Soufal, Zuma, Agued and Creswell making up the back four. Wasn't very happy with Agued being in there, to be honest with you, because you guys know what I feel about him. Alvarez and Souček in the defensive midfield positions, with Bowen, Kudus and James Ward-Prowse in the midfield, with Antonio up front. Now, the perfect team sheet, all things considered. A very big surprise, but a welcome one to see Jarrod Bowen in there, of course. Dosed up to the nines, I should imagine with injections, because the medical staff and Moyes knew how important this game was, and I will give props to the fans and to the team itself. We were united from the majority of the game, and it's such a shame we can't do this for every single game. I don't understand why it seems to be reserved for the big nights, both sides, from fans as well as players. But it is what it is. But honestly, guys, it was one of the best atmospheres I've seen for a good couple of seasons, to be honest with you. Borderlining Spurs at home when we thrashing with that Lanzini goal, and also borderline the Sevilla home leg as well, for that matter. You know, it was just, honestly, it was brilliant, beautiful football. Even some of the old West Ham way part was coming out. You know, some of the West Ham way was being played. You know, the goalkeeper rolling it to the defence, it was rolling it to midfield, it was rolling it to the midfield in general, and a slight little bit of a long ball, but still the West Ham way ball up to the attacking players. You know, it was great. We were just absolutely loving it. And of course, as the old cliche goes, which is one of the reasons why I didn't say it in the preview for this game, because I don't like it, but it's completely true. You know, an early goal can change a game, and boy, did it. Antonio's goal on the 13th minute, a great ball from Bowen to him, and bam, it's in the back of the net. A nice little header from him as well. And then things changed. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but after the game, it was floating around on Twitter that as of May of last year, so almost a year ago, the Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office was looking at reporting the assets of 4 Spanish referees: Carlos Clos Gomez, Santiago Jamilatra, Hernandez. Who calls their kid after the surname? Is ridiculous. And Jose Mourinho. Sorry, I was about to say Jose Mourinho. Then Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, who was the referee last night. The officials were useless, to say the least. I at one point genuinely, I'm probably not the only one that was saying it, but I was genuinely calling him the Spanish Mike. Sorry, his name just escaped my mind for a second. The Spanish Mike Dean. He was that bad. There was a melee on with McKinley, with one of the substitutes of by Leverkusen. McKinley and the substitute ended up getting sent off. While that happened in the first half, there was a melee on the pitch as well. Nothing huge, but just a few little mouthy bits here and there. And then when everybody started to disperse, that's when the referee decided to intervene. One of the fourth official, one of the linesmen, I should say, who was in front of the Billy Bond stand, was on the pitch, did nothing. the one opposite the East Stand. Did nothing. Just watched it all. They were useless, absolutely useless. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to sound like Declan Rice here again, as he was in the semi-final 2 seasons ago. It's corruption. There's no other way for it. The decisions were useless, absolutely useless. Antonio was being pulled down more times than a horse draw, yeah, and no free kicks. At the second Antonio did something, bam, he was booked. Bookings all over the shop. It was absolutely pathetic. It's not the reason why we lost the fixture. I'm not saying that in any shape or form. As I say, it's one of the better performances we've seen for a long time. It's just the fact that we could have been 3-0 up at half time. You know, Soufal had a good chance. Bowen as well. You know, I agree with Moyes. I'm not saying it, but we were generally talking about it at half time. We could have easily been 2 or 3-0 up at that point. It was just incredible. But look at the bookings. Soufal for absolutely nothing. Even Soufal was like, towards the end of the game, of course, what the hell's going on? You know, Zuma was booked. Souček was booked. Bowen was booked. Antonio was booked. Antonio was a hothead. But at the same point, he was absolutely back to his best, and as he's been continuing that on for the last few games now. He really has. Unfortunately, Aguerd got injured just about halfway through about 2/3 of the way through the first half, and had to be substituted at halftime just before halftime for Ogbonna. Now, I'm not a big fan of Aguerd in any shape or form, but he fell down to the floor and was kicking his leg out. You know, he wasn't faking it in any shape or form. And I do hope that we find out more information. I'm going to be doing my preview after this for the Palace game, guys. So I'll have more information in terms of what the injury is. But yeah, honestly, I think it was the best. It was the best team sheet, and we rattled Bayer Leverkusen. They looked nervous for a lot of the game. In the second half, not so nervous because the referee was clearly on their side. As were the officials, so they were playing with a bit more confidence of making fouls left, right, and centre, breaking play up as often as they possibly could to slow the tempos down. And then, you know, here's us thinking, you know, we're still in this at 1-0 down, and then on the 88th minute, 89th minute, technically you can argue it's an own goal, deflection off Creswell, I think it was, by Frimpong, one of the substitutes, and it's 1-1. And without any instruction or anything like that, the majority of the stadium stood up and clapped. All in one go. It was beautiful. It really was. We showed our appreciation for how hard the guys worked. We really did. You know, as I say, you know, we're 1-0 up at half time. Things are thinking good. You know, I said to a couple of my mates just before the game, I said we'll win this game, but we won't win the tie. And we were this close to doing it. This close. Things could have been completely different. But guys, it has been an absolute roller coaster this last 3 years of emotions. It's been beautiful to watch European football. I don't say we deserve it, but we are getting there. We are getting there. We're not there yet. We don't have the rotation big enough to cope with European football. I've been saying it for seasons. Loads of people have been saying it. We don't even have a squad high enough to look up and to deal with the League Cup or the FA Cup, much less European football. You know, we've got a few games to go now, before the end of the season, and there's not many. Really isn't many. You know, we've got Palace, then we've got Liverpool, then we've got Chelsea, then we've got Luton, then we've got Man City. You know, it's not a lot in any shape or form. But thank you very much, guys, for watching it this far. Put your comments in the comment section below, as always. As I say, I'm going to update the notes for the Palace preview, and that'll be available tomorrow afternoon now. But guys, look after yourselves. Have a fantastic weekend. I do hope we all look back on this, not just last night, but the last 3 seasons with severe fondness. We've overachieved in that regard in terms of the squad depth and the squad age. But boys, it's been fun. And you know, are we going to get it again next season? We'll have to wait and see. If we don't get it next season, that can only be a good thing. Yeah, it can only be a good thing because that means we can try and expand the team. use the European football money that we've had. Obviously, the TV deals as a result of it. And if players are going to be leaving that we don't want to leave, as long as we get a decent price for them, we've got a big clear out that needs to happen, which we'll talk about towards the end of the season, in a few weeks' time. And there's a lot to digest. But guys, I hope you, as I am, just so proud of West Ham United for all they've done over the last 3 seasons. In the meantime, guys, have a fantastic weekend. We will be having the watch along on Sunday for the Palace game, so make sure you're about. But in the meantime, look after yourselves. Have a fantastic time. Get your brolly out, and I'll see you soon. All the best now. Take care.